I'm delighted to say for more, we're joined live from Madrid by Rory Barlow, editor of Football España. Thank you so much for your time. It was interesting that, wasn't it, from De La Fuente saying, he hopes it's the start of things to come. But how confident are you?
Yeah, I'll have to thank you for the terrific setup you've given me there, because you said there that it was a penalty shootout that knocked them out of the World Cup. It was a penalty shootout that got them this Nations League. And then Luis de la Fuente's comments there as well. He said that this is a marathon, it takes time. And so what can we infer from that? There's not too much has actually changed in this Spain side for my liking. I think they're a little bit more vertical. But what this Nations League victory does for them is it gives Luis de la Fuente time to build. It gives him time to work on this side. And he said he hopes that this is the start of a new era. It's going to be a long run, I think, for Spain, with De La Fuente, because I don't think they're going to go from what they are now to world beaters. And I think it's very much it's up in the air. It's uncertain. Do I think the Spain side are going to go on to win the Euros next year? I don't think we can say that they are necessarily further on in their development than they were kind of at the last Euros, which is a couple of years ago now. They got to the semi-finals. They outplayed Italy. I'd say that the tie that we saw between Italy and Spain in the semi-finals, we did not see a better Spain side or a better Italy side for that matter.
Yeah, I mean, it was a disappointing World Cup for them in Qatar, wasn't it? De La Fuente was a somewhat surprise addition when he was given this post. What is the belief like? How much support has he and this team got?
Yeah, I mean, De La Fuente is an interesting appointment, as you said, because he comes in as a manager who's been in charge of a lot of the youth teams of Spain, right through the ranks, under 15, 17, 19, 21. He's done very well with them. He's won a lot of competitions. But in terms of senior management, in terms of being asked just straight out to win games, he's not really had the experience at the top level. It's been about a decade since he was last in management. The teams he did take charge of were in the lower divisions. Doesn't really have a track record to speak of in senior football. So I think there was always doubts when he came in. He was very much seen as a continuation of the Luis Enrique project, but somebody who would bring a bit more calm, somebody who wouldn't necessarily rub the media up the wrong way, quite as much as Luis Enrique did, because he's quite a character. Now, De La Fuente, because of that kind of image he has of just being a kind of hand at the tiller rather than a directing captain, I think that worked against him in certain senses. And then against Scotland, again in March, 2-0 defeat, there was a chastening loss. And so I think in terms of the confidence in Spain, there's still doubts about this side. I mean, we've only seen them win that game against Italy 2-1, but it was a deflected shot. Joselu nips in front of the goalkeeper and scores the vital goal late on. Against Scotland, I think those doubts are still there, because we saw De La Fuente that improved things in this international break in the Nations League, a more vertical side, a side that was more intense, that competed better, that moved the ball quicker. But ultimately, when they get to that final third, they're still lacking something that we saw against Croatia. They couldn't break them down. And that penalty shootout, I don't think should necessarily colour our view of what the Spain side is right now.
Yeah, I mean, you have to feel for them. They are always, this Spanish side, going to be compared to the Euro Championship winning side, that World Cup winning side, that were just so incredible as footballers. But I can't let you go without a word on Luka Modric. Once again, he didn't get his hands on the trophy. 166 games for his country. He has said he has made his decision about his international future. What do you think? Will we see him again in a Croatia shirt?
It's a good question. I think even the most ardent of Spain fans in Madrid will have felt a thread at their heartstrings kind of going a little bit for Luka Modric yesterday. I mean, he's such a legend. He's done so much in the game. He's contributed so many great moments to football. To see him go unrewarded in international football after finishing second twice, third once, it would be a real shame. Now, the Euros is not that far away. We're only a year down the line. I think if he just decides to stay at Real Madrid, then I think we could see him continue. I personally, the way that he was looking so defeated, so heartbroken yesterday, I wonder if it is the end of Luka Modric at international level, because I think this was the one I think Croatia thought that they might win. This was the one that I think Luka Modric thought he could lift. It was very much within reach, 2 games away, and to do it, to go out, to miss out in such heartbreaking fashion, it's just got to be devastating for not only Croatia, but Luka Modric in particular.
Yeah, those penalties, again, he said he has made his decision, and we will find it out in due course. Rory Barlow, thank you so much for your time.